Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Families are more than the people that you were born into. Sometimes it's the chosen families that make us who we are. They offer the space and environment to make us feel whole. Writer-director Alan Ball explores these identities in his new film Uncle Frank. It's now streaming on Amazon Prime, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Paul Bettany takes on the title character of Uncle Frank. He lives in New York, and as a gay man in the early 1970s, he never quite felt at home with his biological family. He still remains closeted to all of them, except for his niece Beth, played by Sophia Lillis. She's going to school where he works, which provides a comforting place for them to bond and get to know each other outside the confines of the small town where they grew up. When Frank's father, Daddy Mac, passes away, a road trip back home conjures up memories of the destructive relationship they had and the first boy that Frank ever loved. This ensemble family drama also stars Judy, Greer, Margot Martindale, Steve Zahn, Lois Smith, and Peter McDeasy. Alan Ball previously explored the themes of death and sexuality in his masterful series 6 Feet Under, which is my favorite TV drama of all time. It's hard not to feel his personal connection with the material, given the complications that he writes about. Frank has kept his boyfriend Wally, played by Peter McDeasy, who was also on 6 Feet Under, at a distance. Wally explains about Frank that there's always a layer between him and the rest of the world. It's a sad reality that too many people have been in, and Alan Ball navigates that through the death of a parent and that long road trip back home. It forces those moments of self-realization, growth, and acceptance that we may not otherwise want to embrace about ourselves. Paul Bettany gives a beautiful performance as Frank. It's a softer, gentler side to Bettany, as it gives Frank that delicate, loving side, but one that can quickly harden. Uncle Frank is a pretty self-contained story for this character's journey. It's an intimate piece, but at a trim at 93 minutes, I wanted to explore more with these characters. I mean, it's hard not to when you've got Judy Greer, Margot Martindale, Steve Zahn, and Lois Smith as the relatives. There are themes of parent-child attachment that also come into play for both Frank and Beth, as her mother, played by Judy Greer, is not accepting that her daughter is all grown up and can now rightfully make her own choices. I think we will always be the child in our parents' eyes. Being a gay man in 1973 may feel very different than it does in 2020, but there are universal truths that many people still work on with that notion of protecting yourself over being hurt time and time again. Sometimes it's a slow process that comes one day at a time, and sometimes you find yourself exactly where you need to be. I'm giving Uncle Frank 4 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got to interview this fantastic cast, so you'll definitely want to check out those interviews. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Uncle Frank. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.